Welcome to Camsoda Confessional. Today we have the beautiful Aidra Fox with us. Hi, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, you drove through California rain, so
it was a struggle to get here.
I know, it's like sprinkles hit the windshield, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. Treacherous.
Exactly. Okay, so how long have you been in the industry?
I have been in the industry for about 4.5 years.
Oh my goodness. So, is there anything you haven't done in this time?
I don't think so. I've done basically all of it.
Everything, just knocked it all out?
Pretty much, when I first got in, I was like, I'm going to take this really slow, and, I just did girl at first, and I was like, okay, I'll take it slow. And then about 6 months in, I started doing boy-girl, and then after I started doing boy-girl, I was like, I want everything. I just want to do everything.
Just give it all to me.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so you took it slow for like 6 months. I mean, that's, there you go. Right? Okay, so you've done girl, you've done boy-girl. Is there a preference as to which one you prefer more?
Girl, always. And I'm sure a lot of the people watching this actually do know this. I talk about this all the time. I was super gay before I got into this industry. I only really had sex with women. And then I got into this industry and met like a few of the male talent just like in passing on sets and stuff. And I was like, wow, like I could have sex with those kind of men. And then after that, now I'm obsessed with dick. So, but I still, just to my roots, I'm more passionate with women. I just love being with a woman so much. So for me, definitely girl scenes are my favorite.
Okay, so aside from genitalia, what's the biggest difference between having sex with a man and having sex with a woman?
Easy. Men generally are a lot more dominant and I want to say aggressive, but I don't want to say it in like a negative way. They're just usually more dominant. They know what they want. They're stronger and all that. When you're with a woman, it's all very soft and you feel each other just very slowly and everything's just very gentle and pure and all that. So I think that would probably be like the biggest difference. When you're with a man, it's like you're fucking. That's all it is. It's fucking. And then when you're with a woman, it's I think like just really purely making love and stuff like that.
It's more romantic.
Definitely more romantic. Absolutely.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to ask 2 different questions,
okay.
But they're the same question 2 different ways.
Okay,
so what is your favorite girl position?
Girl
in porn.
In porn.
In porn.
I'm so vanilla. Like, I love Mish and 69. Like, those two. I think Mish is just so easy because you can really please the woman. Like, you can tease their thighs and you can play with them and lick them and finger them all at once. And 69 is always great just because you can please each other. And I love that. So, those, I guess, there's 2 favorites.
Okay, so there's 2 favorites for girl, but is there 2 favorites for boy-girl?
No, it's spoon. Spoon is the best position because they can have their hand around your throat and they can be super deep in you and they can fuck really hard and it's like kind of sweet because you're like almost cuddling. So that's always been my favorite.
So do you like to be swept off your feet in all the romance in your personal life?
I'm definitely pretty cheesy when it comes to romance and stuff, so yeah, I would say so.
You're the kind who goes all out on Valentine's Day, aren't you?
Yeah. I am. Homemade things, rose petals everywhere. That's me.
Okay, so you've been in the industry 4 years, you've done a lot, you've done everything. Is there a scene that you haven't done yet, like a fantasy scene that you really want to do?
Every time I say this, everyone's always like, why? But like Stockholm Syndrome, where you become obsessed with your taker. I love that idea for some reason. And every time I bring that up, they're always like, I don't really know. That seems like a very long day on set.
Is it like an infatuation fetish?
I don't I genuinely don't know what it would be. Like, I don't know what, like, psychological, like, where that came about in my head, but I like the idea of being taken by somebody that you have absolutely no idea who they are. You know, you're in absolute fear, and then you fall in love with them. Like, I don't know what it is. I just think it's so hot.
Okay, so if you got to play out that fantasy, do you think you'd really be able to bring it to life?
I think
that's
so.
a tricky one.
I know, I totally see what you mean. I definitely think I could, just because, like, I've thought about it so much, you know, and, like, it is a fantasy of mine, so I feel like if I were able to do that, I would definitely be able to play it, portray it, or whatever.
Okay, so he's got you. He's kidnapped you. You're in
Oh,
his
no.
trunk, okay? Okay, where does he take you? Is it nice? Is it pretty? Or is it, like, dungeon status?
It's
like...
pretty dungeony. Like, when I think of it, I definitely think of it more as, like, you're almost a warehouse, you know, like, you're not going back to, like, his home where he lives and things like that. Like, I'm being taken somewhere where he keeps me and comes and visits me, brings me, like, you know, my necessities to live, and then eventually we fall in love, and then I don't know, like, he either stays there or I move in with him, or you know, we get married, have 10 kids, who knows.
As long as it's consensual in the end,
There
10 kids is a lot of kids. Wow. Wow, that's ambitious there. Okay.
Gotta have goals.
Right. Gotta start now.
Yeah, honestly.
All right, you guys can pick her up. She'll be on the corner in 10 minutes. Okay, so what's your favorite part of the scene? You're like, you know that it's gonna happen. It happens in every scene. You're like, yes. It could be girl, it can be boy, girl. Just tell us which one you're referring to if there's a specific one.
Okay. I think my favorite part of scenes, it depends, like, on a new day, like, if I'm with a new talent, boy or girl, my favorite part is always just, like the first initial kiss, or, like, the first initial, like, insertion, just because, like, this is something you've not experienced yet. So, like, for me, it's always very exciting to, like, well, this person's kissing me differently than anyone ever has, or this person feels different than anyone ever has, or, you know, things like that. Or on a day where I've worked with these people 100 times or something like that, I think it's always just fun, like, the come shots, or when I'm coming or when they're coming, like, male or female. I really just like that moment, because, like, you can't fake that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Especially with men, like, you can't fake that they're in pleasure at that moment. So, like, for me, like, people are always like, you're always smiling in cum shots, you always look so happy. It's because, like, I am. Like, that means I did something good, I felt good, they felt good, you know? So, to me, I love coming, the orgasms.
So, okay, if you love coming, and you know you're, like, smiling from ear to ear, and you're just, like, everything's all happy, does that mean you watch your own porn?
I do, definitely.
You do?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll, like, be cleaning or something, and I have, like, my TV, and I'll, like, airplay it onto my TV, and I'll be, like, cleaning my bathroom, and I hear something, like, oh, wait, I remember this part, and I'll, like, look back, and I'm like, oh, that was just so good. And then every once in a while, when I see a new scene comes out, and I'm like, that was a really good day, I run to my room, grab my Hitachi, and I watch it, and then I'm like, okay.
So, like,
it's very good.
Let me guess, you don't get a lot of cleaning done because you're watching a lot, right? Right? Yeah.
Generally.
Okay, that's totally fair. Okay, so you watch your own porn. You've got an awesome fantasy. Let's do a would you rather.
Okay.
Would you rather have a big dick or a small dick? And by small, I mean 3 inches, and by big, I mean like 9 to 10.
I guess if we're talking 3 inches, I would have to say big. Because
then you can control how much you get if it's bigger.
Exactly. Because then, I mean, you don't always have to take the whole thing, but every once in a while I get really horny and can take that much. So I guess it would be nice to have the extra inches if needed. But then, yeah, so big.
Just right on the penis if needed.
Yeah, right. Past like 4 inches, this is spare.
I love that. Spare. Okay, so what kind of scene do you enjoy most then? I know you're into girl, I know you're into boy, girl. Do you like anal, oral, vaginal? I'm guessing you're an oral.
I do definitely like oral scenes. I would say though my favorite scenes to shoot are DPs, and that's boy, girl, or girl, girl. And that's just because you feel so much. Like, everything you feel from like vaginal sex, that's good, and everything you feel from like anal sex, that's really good. Like, you're feeling both of those at the same time. So for me, DPs are just like sensory overload. It's so good.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So I have one last question.
Okay.
And you mentioned that you haven't done this before, so this is, well, not that you haven't done it before, but that you've always known when you've orgasmed. Have you ever had to fake an orgasm, though?
Yeah. See, if I'm by myself and it's just me in a scene, and they're like, you need to get this done in 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh my god, okay. so every once in a while in a solo I just rush through it, but I think you can tell, like, I get very flushed, and like in vocals and stuff, you can very much tell when like I'm enjoying it, and it's in most of them, so don't worry. But yeah, I think there's probably at least 1 or 2 solos that I have had to fake it in. I'm sorry, guys.
I think they'll be okay. They're all lined up waiting on the corner to get Stockholm.
They'll make it up through that.
Exactly. They're just waiting to force you to fall in love with them.
I'm ready.
Don't worry, they'll romance you with flowers. They'll get as gushy as you. I love it. There you go. All right, chicas. Thank you so much for coming on Camsoda today. We enjoyed having you.
Thank you.
And have fun.